Good evening, everyone. So today our topic is about super keyword. So can anyone say what is super keyword? So we already done with this keyword, right? What's the use of this keyword? It refers the instance variable when the local variable and the instance variables are set, right? I'm audible, right? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Here in this, the super keyword is also just like your this keyword, but in this keyword we have only one class. Coming to super keyword, we have two classes which is in the part of inheritance part. Okay, so when the interviewer asks like what is the difference between this keyword and super keyword, then you need to say this is within the class, within one class. But coming to super keyword, where we can use in the inheritance part. Okay, so what super keyword will do, which refers parent class variables. Okay, not in the parent class, which is inside the child class. Okay, so before going to this topic, first I'll explain by using program, then we'll start. Yeah. So in the inheritance part, we have two classes, which is child class and parent class. So now I'm creating two classes, class parent and one more class child. Yeah. So to get the parent properties, you should use extends keyword, right? So extends, which is parent. Okay. So in the class, parent class, I'm initializing one variable that is name. So what is the name of the variable? Which is parent variable. Now, in this class also, in the child class also, with the same name of the variable, I'm not initializing anything and using method, I'm printing this variable. So using this system.out.println, so you should print the variable here. So what is the variable name? This name. Okay. So to execute that, you should create the object for the child class. C new child, which is constructor, and C dot. What is the method? Display. Then can anyone say what's the output for this program? What's the output? What is the output for that? Here in the parent class, I have a variable called name. In the child class, I have a variable called name. Then which will print none of it. Can anyone say? Okay, I'm running this program. Then compiler will say like what it will do. What's the value it's showing? It is null value because I didn't initialize anything to the name, right? So now name is equal to, which is child variable. Now, what's the output? Now, what's the output? It will show. What's the output for this, ma? So run. What you will get? Child variable. But I want to print the parent variable. Then what you need to do? Then you should use the super keyword. Then it will print the parent class variable. Are you getting? Otherwise, no. Why I'm using super keyword another? Just say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if you want to print child class variable, then you can directly print using that variable without using super. So this name which indicates the child class variable and this super dot name which indicates the parent class variable. Now I'm printing both, which is parent variable and child variable. Okay, this is it. This is about super keyword, which refers the parent class variable inside the child classes. Okay, when if both the variable names are same. So here, what is the variable name? Name is the variable name, which is same in the child class. So to address this parent class variable, I require the super keyword. This is about the super. Okay. Now, it is for variable, right? Okay. So here, by using this super keyword, I want to print the same methods. For example, in the parent class, I have a variable called parent variable. So if the method name is same in the both classes, now the topic is about variable. If the both the variables are same, I'm using super. Now what about methods? Then how it will work? So we'll see. So for example, in the parent class, I have same method, which is display. And now I want to print. So what I want to print? Parent method. This is the parent method. And in this display method, I'm printing child method. Okay. Now I'm removing this variables first. Now in this concept, in the parent class, I have a method called display. In the child also, I have a method called display. Now the compiler. So which will call by the compiler. Then what is my output here? Hmm? What's the output for this? Nothing. So you'll get empty. So using child object, I'm calling the method inside of the child. Okay, then who will execute? Child method will execute. That's it. You'll get the output as child method. But I want to print the parent method. Then how we can use? Using super. So here in the void display, you can directly use the keyword super dot display. Now this super will indicate nothing but which refers the parent method. Now check. It will execute both, which is child and parent. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you got this concept, right? Yes or no? Now the next topic is, which is very, very important, that is method overloading concept. Yeah, before going to this method overloading concept, what is polymorphism? We already done with OOPS concept, right? Polymorphism. Yeah, what is polymorphism? Make it fast. We don't have proper time. What is polymorphism? What happened, guys? I already explained this topic using real-time example. Why you are not getting? Poly means which is many. Morphism means which is forms. So the ability to do so many actions with the different forms is called your polymorphism. Okay. So here, this method of overloading is called, in the polymorphism, we have two concepts. One is compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. This compile time, which is called as method overloading concept. Okay. And the runtime polymorphism is called method overriding concept. This is method overriding. I'll give you the definitions of overriding and overloading. Don't worry about it. So before going to this topic, I'll show you some picture. Then you can understand easily like what is overloading and overriding. Yeah. You're able to see my screen, right? So this is called overloading. So what is overloading? Which have same errors, but the destination for one to other is the different one. What is overriding? What is overriding? So here, what? So here, overloading is nothing but, so in Java, it allows to define two or more methods with same name but with different arguments. So arguments have some more names, that is parameters, or it can also called as signatures. This is called method overloading concept. So what is method overloading? In Java, method overloading is called as which we can define two or more methods with the same name but with a different arguments or parameters or signature. That is called your method overloading concept. Okay. Yeah. So now in the method overloading, we have two ways. That is overloading by number, overloading by type, data type. I'll tell you that before going to that concept. First, I'll give you some programs on method overloading. Then you can understand easily. So here, method overloading concept. Yeah. So in the method overloading concept, we don't have any inheritance part. This is polymorphism, not an inheritance part. So we don't have any child class, parent class, and extends keyword. Then what you need to do? You have to define a class. So here, my class is college. Okay. So how you need to get the object for college? You have to create the object. College. Okay. So in college, yeah, already told you method with same name. So I'm using void display and void display and void display. Okay. So in this class, How many methods I have? 3 methods with the same name. I already told you. Overloading is nothing but 2 or more methods having same name. So here I'm having 3 methods with same name. Then what is the difference between these methods? The arguments are different. Okay. So the first display method, I want to send argument as string name of that particular person. Okay. And coming to display, I want to send the parameters are name and at the same time age of the person. And in third method, I want to send name, age, and what is the course he is doing. So that is string course. Okay. Now in this concept, I'm directly implementing the which concept? Method overloading concept. Because I have 2 or more display methods with different parameters. In this, I have only one parameter. Coming to second method, I have 2 parameters. Third method, I have 3 parameters. So which differ in arguments, then we are implementing a concept called method overloading. Are you getting? So using this, I want to print. It's not outdoor print. Now I want to print particular person name. So what is the variable? Name is the variable. What is this method? The methods types. Method with parameter without return type. I'm not using any return type here. So what is this method called? Method with parameter without return type. So here the method is expecting parameters from the main method. Now I want to print name in the second method. So you should print name and at the same time you should also print what is that? Age of that particular person. I'm not using any logic here. I'm just printing the statements, use variables. That's it. Name, age, and okay, plus this is called concatenation, which is course plus. So this is the actual variable and this is the string type of. Okay, so using object, we should call first method. So in the first method, how many parameters you are sending? Only one parameter, that is name. So how we can send the name? So name is Ram. Okay. And in the second method, how many parameters you should send? Ram. And you should also send the age of that particular person. So age is some 20. And in the third method, how many parameters you should send? Name, age, and at the same time, course. So I'm using CSC as a course. Run this. Yeah. So you got the output as in the first method, I'm just printing name. And in the second method, I have 2 more variables. And in the third, I have 3 variables. Got it? So this is how we can implement method overloading concept. అర్థమైందా? Are you getting this concept or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So take this one. Based on this, yeah. So using this topic, I'll give you some task. Then I can understand. how much you got the topic. So here I have a class which is number. Okay. And in that I have two methods. And the two methods which is accepting integer variable with two parameters a and b, and I have double in the second method which is a, it is also double which is b. Okay. And in these two methods you should what, you should print maximum of the two numbers. Okay, you know conditional operator. So using that conditional operator, print the maximum of two numbers, and you are also implementing the method overloading concept here, because the two methods which are max, and in that we are using two different parameters. Okay, yeah, do this. If you are done, just put that in the chat. Everyone listen, like put this message for me, not in everyone, okay? Completed. Others. Already said no. Just put the message to me, why you are sending in the everyone. What about others? Except 120 and 116. 121, 122, 119. Like, are you doing it or shall I go to other topic? Just let me know. If you're not doing it, I'll start the other topic. So I'm giving you one more task on method overloading concept. So the class name is, which is shapes. In this, I have three methods. Now the methods are three. Okay. All the methods name are area, and this is also area. And yeah, this one also area. But coming to this, it is area of circle. So I'm sending a radius here as a parameter. And this is the rectangle, which is L and B. And coming to this, which is triangle in H, nothing but height and in breadth. Yeah, do this. completed. Say yes or no. Okay, the next topic is method overloading. This is the concept of method overloading. So, at the beginning, I already told you method overloading, which have overloading by number and overloading by data type. So here, method overloading by number, and you have one more type, method overloading by type of data. Okay. So for these two, I will give you examples. Yeah. So here, overloading by number I'm using. Okay. So you know the static method, right? What's the purpose of static method? We already completed the instance method and static method concepts, right? Okay. I don't know how many of you remembered it, but here I'm using a class, so which is number overloading by number. So that's why I'm using over number here, which is my class. Okay. In that, at the very beginning, yes, you have main method, which in the main method, the compiler will first go to the main method, and after the main method, I have two methods, which is the return type as int add. Okay, and here I'm using static keyword. Okay, static int add, which is the which accepts two parameters. One is n1 and n2. Okay, and it will return n1 plus n2, because here I'm not using void, I'm using the integer as a my return type. Now I'm using one more return type method, which is add, because it is a method overloading with same name. And here my arguments are now three: n1, int n2, and int n3. So in the method first method, how many parameters I'm using? I'm using two parameters. And coming to method 2, I'm using three parameters. So this is called method overloading by number. Okay. So here, how many parameters I'm using? 2. And this is 3. That is, we are calculating by number of parameters you are sending to the method. So now it will return n1 plus n2 plus n3. Okay. So how we can call the static methods in the main method? Directly, you can print the variables system.out.println, and you can directly print add of 2 comma 3. Here you will get out price 5. And system.out.println add of 2 comma 3 comma 2. What is this? 7 plus 9. Okay. So this is called overloading by what? Number. And we have one more concept, overloading by type of data. Okay. So class, I'm using type here. Okay. So in that class, at the very beginning, I have main method. And after that, I'm using static. I'm not using any return type here. Okay. So static void, I have a method called show. So how many methods I have? 1 minute, guys. Okay. So I have one more method, void show. Static void show. Here, all the method names are same. But coming to your parameter, int number I'm sending the show, and here double, which is double value. And coming to third one, I'm using string, that is string value. I'm using it as a str. Okay. Now using system.out.println, you should print that value. What is my value? Which is one is number, and double value. And one is str. So from where you get this outputs, where you will get these parameters? From the main method, you will get the parameters. One is show what it is expecting, integer parameters, right? So I'm sending it as a 21. And show in the second method, which is the double value. Now it is 2.4. And in the third method, which is string value, so I'm sending it as a Java. Now here, what is happening in this? Yeah. What is happening? Here, the same methods, I'm using different data types. Okay. The first method I'm using integer, and in the second method I'm using double, and in the third method I'm using string. All the methods are with the same name only, but with a different data type. That is called method overloading by type of data. Okay. So I already gave you some like task, right? So in that, which is method overloading by number and which is method overloading by type of data? So you are not listening anything. Okay, done. So this is about overloading concept now. So yeah. So now I'm ending the session. Tomorrow I'll tell you about interface concept. Okay. After that, I will start a method overriding concept. Okay. Done. You can leave the session.